Roman Reigns' SummerSlam plans took a strange turn after he was removed from WWE's schedule following the Go Home Raw. With Seth Rollins' title match now official, the big question is whether Roman loses the World Heavyweight Championship and disappears. Stay with me to see what happens next. Let's start with the part that's got everybody buzzing. Roman Reigns is advertised for the July 27 episode of Raw in Los Angeles, the Red brand's final show before the biggest event of the summer. That part's normal. Champions show up for the go-home show. Nothing weird there. Here's where it gets strange. For the August 3, 10, 17, and 24 episodes, Rollins is among the names announced, while the current champion is not listed among the featured talent. 4 straight weeks, Seth's name is there every single time. Roman's isn't on a single one. Think about what that actually means in wrestling logic. When a champion vanishes from advertising the moment after a pay-per-view, and his opponent stays plastered all over the marquee, that's not a coincidence. That's a signal. Someone's about to lose the title and go on a break. And the man left standing on the poster is usually the one who's about to be holding the belt. And this isn't some random blog connecting dots that don't exist. The site tracking this pattern flat out said Roman Reigns could be heading toward another break from WWE, at least based on how he's currently being advertised for upcoming episodes of Monday Night Raw. That's the headline, that's the story everyone's chasing right now. So let's lay out the stakes properly, because this match is not some throwaway title defense. The title match will take place at SummerSlam, which is scheduled for August 1 and 2 at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. 2 nights a stadium show, the kind of card WWE builds their whole summer around. And the man walking in across the ring from Roman isn't just anybody. It's Seth Rollins, and this has been building for years. Former Shield members last met in a singles match at the 2022 Royal Rumble. 4 years, that's how long it's been since these two threw hands one-on-one in a ring. And now they're doing it on the biggest stage WWE has. Rollins isn't just chasing a rivalry win here either. He's chasing something that's been eating at him. The Visionary has been looking to regain the title he never lost, after he was forced to relinquish it last year due to injury. He didn't get pinned for that belt, he didn't tap. He got hurt and had it stripped from him. In his mind, that title still belongs to him, and Roman's just been keeping his seat warm. And the numbers back up why Seth thinks he can walk out with it. WWE's preview for the SummerSlam match lists Rollins with a 5-4-1 record against Reigns in singles competition. Read that again, Seth's beaten Roman more times than Roman's beat him. In a business where records get quoted to build psychology into a match, WWE put that number right in the preview on purpose. They want you thinking about it. They want you wondering if this is finally the time the numbers catch up to Roman for good. Now here's how we got to this exact showdown. It started right after one of the most chaotic nights of the year. The match was made official on the 6/29 WWE Raw, after Rollins confronted Reigns in the closing segment of the show. Rollins reminded Reigns that, despite everything Roman has accomplished throughout his career, he's never truly beaten him when it mattered most. That's a gut punch of a line, and Roman didn't brush it off. After taking time to consider Rollins' words, Reigns accepted the challenge, setting up another chapter in one of WWE's longest-running rivalries. The Tribal Chief said he needs to beat Rollins, not wants, needs. Roman's own words made this personal in a way his title reign hasn't been in a long time. So now you've got a champion who says he needs this win, an opponent with a losing psychology gap he wants closed forever, a stadium show in Minneapolis, and a schedule that's gone dark on Roman for the entire month of August immediately following it. Put all 4 of those together and you understand exactly why this story has taken over the wrestling conversation this week. Adam Pearce didn't waste time making the moment official either. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce announced the segment in a video posted on Sunday, describing the SummerSlam contest as one of WWE's most historically significant championship matches in recent years. That's not filler talk from a GM trying to hype a random segment. That's WWE telling you on record that they view this collision as one of the biggest they've built in years. When the company itself is calling it historically significant, you pay attention to every detail around it, including who's not on the call sheet in August. To understand why this scheduling gap feels so loaded, you have to go back to what Roman said the moment he won this title in the first place. After beating CM Punk to capture the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, Roman stood in front of cameras and made a vow. Multiple outlets reported it the same way. Roman Reigns won the World Heavyweight Championship when he defeated CM Punk in the Night 2 main event of WrestleMania 42, and he indicated during the post-show that he was going back to a full-time schedule. When he said he'd be around all summer, full-time all summer. That's the promise. That's what got fans excited that this reign would look different from his last one, where he'd disappear for months at a stretch doing Hollywood work while still holding the top title on Raw. And for a few weeks, it held up. WWE had previously advertised Reigns for 8 consecutive episodes of Raw following his WrestleMania victory over Punk. Those appearances included May 4th in Omaha, May 11th in Knoxville, May 18th in Greensboro, May 25th in Columbus, June 1st in Turin, June 8th in Paris, June 15th in Baltimore, and June 22nd in London. 8 cities, 8 weeks. That's about as full-time as a top champion gets in this era. Then it cracked barely 6 weeks after that promise. WWE removed World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns from promotional advertising for 4 June television tapings. The company website no longer lists the champion for upcoming Raw episodes in Europe and the United States. Just like that, 4 dates gone. No explanation on screen, just a quiet vanishing act from the poster. Fans immediately connected it to what he'd said only weeks earlier. As one report put it plainly, despite his proclamation about being a full-time World Heavyweight Champion, it seems like Reigns won't be appearing in at least 4 episodes of Raw in June. The gap between the promise and the poster was too obvious to ignore. Now, this particular scare turned out to have an explanation. Insiders dug into it, and the story that came back wasn't sinister at all. According to one report, it appears there was a mistake in communications, as most of the shows he was set to be on, then removed from, were advertised before finalized. He is said to be back on the shows he was once pulled from, a clerical mix-up, not a creative pivot. Roman got added right back to those June dates and the panic died down. But here's why that whole episode matters for what's happening right now. It proved 2 things beyond doubt. First, that Roman's schedule genuinely is fragile enough that a miscommunication can wipe him off 4 shows in one cycle. Second, that fans and reporters are watching his advertised dates like a stock ticker, ready to sound the alarm the second his name disappears. So when it happens again, this time for 4 straight weeks in August, immediately after a stadium pay-per-view, where he's defending against the man who's beaten him more times than he's beaten Seth, that same alarm goes off, except there's no clerical error story circulating to calm it down. And Roman's part-time history isn't ancient history either. It's the exact blueprint fans keep referencing. Go back to the last time he dropped a big title to Rollins' crew. Roman Reigns has been brutally attacked and written off WWE television. The closing segment of the August 4th episode of Monday Night saw the former champion destroyed by the new faction led by World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. The on-screen assault is the storyline reason for Reigns' upcoming hiatus from the company. Sound familiar? Beaten down by Rollins' side of the story, written off and gone for months. He is reportedly set to begin filming a major role in a Hollywood movie. The film's production schedule requires him to be away from the weekly demands of WWE television for an extended period. That break stretched all the way to the fall calendar, with Reigns currently advertised for the Survivor Series premium live event in November as his return point. That's not a hypothetical, that's precedent. Roman has done exactly this dance before: lose momentum to Rollins' orbit, vanish from Raw, resurface months later at one of WWE's biggest fall shows. And now the same silhouette is forming again around this SummerSlam. Now let's talk about why this keeps happening to Roman specifically, because it's not really a mystery. It's Hollywood, and it's been Hollywood for a while now. Roman's transition into film isn't some side rumor, it's an active, ongoing career. He told Jimmy Fallon directly that the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, has slowly but surely made his transition over into film. That's Roman's own framing of where a chunk of his time and energy is going these days. The clearest example is a role that's already shaped his WWE calendar once. While he's gearing up to face CM Punk at WrestleMania 42 in hopes of capturing the World Heavyweight Championship, Reigns appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and looked back at 2 of his most recent film projects. Reigns recently wrapped up filming the new live-action Street Fighter movie, where he stars as the villainous Akuma. That film alone had a very specific production window that pulled him off WWE programming for weeks. According to insiders with direct Hollywood sourcing, the Street Fighter film does not begin production until September. And Reigns is slated to work for 4 weeks on the set, starting on 9/2. And as long as the production runs on time, Reigns would finish his commitments the week of 9/26. 4 weeks gone, locked into a filming contract that doesn't care what WWE's creative team has planned. And it's not a one-off gig either, he's stacking projects. Beyond Street Fighter, another role Reigns recently had was voicing one of the Zebros, alongside WrestleMania 42 rival CM Punk in Zootopia 2, which he described as the toughest role he's ever had. Voice work, action films, press tour, Roman's building an actual filmography, not just moonlighting between matches. This is a guy who's already proven he can move fluidly between the ring and a soundstage, going back years. This marks another major crossover for Roman Reigns, who previously starred alongside cousin Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Fast and Furious Presents, Hobbs and Shaw. The Hollywood door has been open for Roman for a long time, and it keeps getting wider. So when people look at 4 blank weeks on the WWE schedule right after SummerSlam, they're not pulling that theory out of thin air. They've watched this exact pattern before. Title feud peaks, Roman gets written off television. And somewhere off camera there's a call sheet with his name on it for a soundstage instead of an arena. Even backstage reporting has echoed that his push isn't going anywhere long-term, with one outlet noting Roman Reigns' push as the top star on the Raw brand reportedly won't be ending anytime soon, which almost makes the sudden August blackout even more jarring, because it doesn't read like WWE quietly moving on from him. It reads like a planned pause built around something. Combine the outside filming pull with what's happening inside the story, and you get a much clearer picture. There's a real chance the finish of the Rollins match isn't just about who wins the belt, it's about clearing Roman's calendar in the cleanest way WWE knows how. A devastating loss, a beatdown, a write-off angle, and a quiet Hollywood departure until the next big date on the calendar rolls around. While all of that scheduling drama sits in the background, there's a second story running directly underneath the Rollins feud. And it's the Bloodline. Because Roman's not just trying to beat Seth, he's simultaneously trying to rebuild his family. And that's creating chaos of its own heading into Minneapolis. Here's where things stand. Roman got the Usos back in his corner, and then set his sights on the man who once tried to replace him entirely. Things between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns are heating up again after the fallout from Clash in Italy 2026. With control back in his hands, Reigns made a strong move by forcing Jacob Fatu to acknowledge him, bringing the Samoan werewolf into the Bloodline. That decision quickly turned the spotlight towards Solo. Reigns didn't wait long before sending Fatu to SmackDown with a message. Solo didn't roll over easily, the response was just as firm. Solo rejected the offer outright, making it clear he has no interest in returning to Reigns' side right now. That's a cousin telling the tribal chief no on camera in front of the entire wrestling world. But WWE kept the pressure on, even with that rejection. WWE has kept the story centered on Sakoa. Fatu has continued to approach him, pushing the idea of a return and even warning him about taking too long to decide. That repeated pressure keeps the door open and shows this is far from finished. This isn't a closed chapter. It's a slow-burning subplot that keeps getting dropped into the middle of the Rollins build. Then, on the same Raw where Roman and Seth signed their contract, the Solo story took its most dramatic turn yet. During Raw, Royce Keys had just delivered a scoop slam to Jimmy Uso, when Jacob Fatu arrived and interfered with the match to cause a disqualification. Solo Sikoa told Fatu to leave Keys alone. They all battled when LA Knight came out to even things up. Knight had previously rejected Solo Sikoa's invite to join him, but tonight he challenged the Usos and Fatu to face him, Sakoa, and Keys for a match at SummerSlam. The match has been made official. So now there's a 6-man tag on the SummerSlam card that puts Solo on the opposite side of the Bloodline entirely, teaming with LA Knight and Royce Keys against Jacob Fatu and the Usos. That's Roman's own family, splintered into 2 separate camps, fighting each other on the same card where Roman defends his title. And it gets messier than a simple rejection. On the same night the contract got signed, Solo pulled off a full swerve. Solo Sikoa hit the ring and said that he is returning to the family. This ended up being a fake-out, allowing Sakoa to attack Jimmy. He faked reconciliation just to blindside his own brother. That's not the move of a man who's close to rejoining Roman peacefully. That's a man playing every side against the middle. Analysts watching this circle back to one theory constantly, that Solo's entire arc is building toward a reunion, just not on Solo's terms yet. One breakdown pointed out 3 separate signs, including that these ongoing problems in the My Family Tree faction is a clear indication that WWE is planning to reunite Solo Sakoa and Bloodline down the road. In the upcoming weeks, the MFT leader might get kicked out of his own faction on SmackDown. This will lead to his return to the Reigns Bloodline group. Now overlay that onto the scheduling mystery from earlier. If Roman is about to take a break after SummerSlam, the Bloodline story doesn't just pause with him, it needs someone to carry it while he's gone. A freshly reunited or freshly conflicted Solo Sikoa sitting in the middle of a 6-man war is exactly the kind of subplot WWE could lean on to keep the family storyline alive on television, even if Roman's face isn't on it every week. It explains why WWE would spend so much energy on Solo's indecision right now, at the exact moment Roman's own screen time is about to shrink. Even the Raw broadcast itself has been building extra emotional weight into the Rollins collision, separate from any Bloodline business. Michael Cole promoted a multi-week series about the history of the Shield to build up the title match between Rollins and Reigns at SummerSlam. The first segment about the formation of the Shield aired. WWE is spending its go-home television not just selling a match, but selling an era, reminding everyone that these 2 men started as brothers in the same faction, which only raises the stakes if this is genuinely the last time Roman steps into that ring with him for a while. So here's where all 3 threads, the scheduling blackout, the Hollywood pull, and the Bloodline chaos, collide in one building on one night in front of one stadium crowd. The contract is signed, the match is real. Monday's Raw will take place at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and that signing set the final stage for what happens in Minneapolis. Roman walks in as champion, Seth walks in with a record that says he's got the psychological edge, and a group of insiders and fans who all notice the same blank spot on the August schedule. The undercard around them makes clear just how much WWE is loading into this single weekend. Reigns will face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. Obafemi will take on Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match. Liv Morgan will defend the Women's World title against Iyo Sky. CM Punk will put his newly won WWE Undisputed Championship on the line against Cody Rhodes. After winning a gauntlet match, Chad Gable will challenge Penta for the IC title. This isn't a quiet card with one big match propping it up. It's a stacked show, and Roman Rollins still sits at the top of it. The 6-man tag adds its own gravity to the night too. The updated card for WWE SummerSlam 2026, scheduled to take place in Minneapolis across Saturday, August 1 and Sunday, August 2, includes the 6-man tag team match of LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos and Jacob Fatu. Whatever happens between Solo and the rest of the family in that match will directly shape what the Bloodline looks like in the weeks Roman's reportedly absent. Here's the thing about wrestling scheduling patterns: they're rarely random and they're rarely wrong for long. The blackout on Roman's dates lines up exactly with a finish that would let him lose clean, take a beatdown, and vanish into a Hollywood commitment the way he's done before. It lines up with Seth finally closing the gap on that head-to-head record he's carried for years. And it lines up with a Bloodline story that needs a fresh face to lead it while its actual leader steps away. None of that is confirmed as the finish. WWE hasn't announced a result, and nobody outside the production truck knows exactly how the 2 nights play out. But the pieces on the table right now, the go-home appearance, the 4 missing weeks after it, the Hollywood commitments that have pulled him away before, and a Bloodline subplot conveniently positioned to carry the torch, all point toward the same conclusion fans have already reached on their own. Whatever happens in that ring in Minneapolis, one thing is already certain. The moment the bell rings for Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, everybody in that stadium and everybody watching at home will be watching for more than just a pinfall. They'll be watching to see if this is the night the schedule finally tells the truth. And if Roman Reigns walks out of SummerSlam not just without the title, but without a return date in sight.